bonjour, hola, shalom, namaste, and welcome to our in-depth FlytNow walkthrough series for remote and autonomous drone operations. I'm your host, Swati, and I work on the technical content and marketing team at FlightBase. A little FYI before we begin, if you're facing bandwidth issues at any point, feel free to catch our private YouTube live stream. The link for that will be up on the chat box very soon. If you have any questions during the session, please drop them in the Q&A section below at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get to them at the end of the episode. To start things off, I'd like to introduce our in-house panelists for today, Achal and Pragnya. Achal heads the business development team here at FlightBase. With over 5 years of experience in the drone industry, he has been actively involved in product and business development, marketing, and design. Additionally, as part of the leadership team, he works closely with customers all across the globe to provide autonomous drone-based solutions across several verticals and for various applications. As for Pragnya, her journey with FlightBase started from business development and moved quickly to product and customer success, owing to a comprehensive understanding of the critical components involved in drone automation. She has onboarded several customers and clients to FlytNow and is currently liaising with partners and docking station manufacturers to make FlytNow compatible with a variety of drone dock solutions. Welcome, Pragnya and Achal. I'm so glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Swati.
Yeah. So, yes, to give you a little context before we start, FlytNow was designed based on the goal of reducing and eventually eliminating drone piloting and manual acquisition of aerial data. For increased accessibility and customizability, FlytNow offers a plethora of plans and offerings for businesses of any size to deploy UAVs seamlessly for a number of use cases. So Achal will briefly take you through these offerings to help you understand them better. In this episode particularly, we'll be focusing on our drone-in-a-box software, FlytNow Auto. And Pragnya, our product expert, will show you our innovative and intuitive web-based dashboard and all of the controls that lie within it, including adding and remotely controlling a fleet of drones, configuring, setting, planning missions, and also take you through how we can control and probably look at some of the docking station accessories that we have within the dashboard. So to kickstart the first episode, here's a short video of what FlytNow is all about. Great. With that, I'd like to invite you onto the virtual dais. Achal, on to you.
Great. Thank you, Swati. Thank you for the introduction as well as showing us the complete video. Hi, everybody. This is Achal. Nice to see you all here. So let's kick in with understanding the two core offerings that FlytNow has for different kind of drone operation. So on screen, you see FlytNow Auto and FlytNow Live and their representative images. So FlytNow Auto has been designed for fully automated drone operations with drone-in-the-box systems. It offers key features like intelligent capabilities like precision landing, docking station control, as well as completely automated workflows which is ideal for fully automated operations for 24/7 security, site monitoring, and inspection. If you can go to the back side, Swati. Yeah, the FlytNow Live. Now, Auto has been designed for fully automated drone operations, and we're going to look at more details in the session. Of course, so many users have been using FlytNow, the live operations one, which has been designed for teleoperations over the cloud with a fleet of drones and the line of sight ground pilots. Of course, it offers advanced capabilities for drone payload control, video recording, mission planning, logs, and which is ideal for scaling public safety, emergency response, security, and inspection operations with the ground pilots. So with these two core offerings, be it your line of sight operations, where you're having a fleet of pilots on the ground, if you need to manage that, get the data to the subject matter expert, that is fairly possible. But now with FlytNow Auto, you can completely automate that data collection process using the docking station. And both solutions have been designed ground up to keeping those kind of operations in mind. And we're going to look at more detail and deep dive in FlytNow Auto. On the next slide, we talk about various plans of FlytNow Auto. So FlytNow Auto, we understand there would be different kind of drones, different kind of docking station. There could be different kind of operations that are possible in the docking station or a fully automated scenario. So the auto plan, the base plans have been designed for teleoperations over the cloud with remote operators. So there could be use cases where you don't want to fully automate it, but you want to remotely check that site without traveling to that particular site. So you could just go install one of your docking station and use this dashboard to control the drone remotely using the dashboard. Of course, you could have a visual observer on the site. So there are a lot of deployments where there are pilots on the ground or somebody with authorization, but now the subject matter expert or the somebody who needs the data has to manage multiple sites. So FlytNow Auto has been designed where you can easily monitor the docking station as well as the drone remotely, be it one or any number of docking stations. With FlytNow Auto Plus, you get into the fully autonomous domain without any human intervention, where you can schedule those missions, you can replan them, you are able to set the complete automated workflows to get the data on the cloud, as well as you are able to integrate with multiple sensors. So when we talk about a fully autonomous system, FlytNow Auto Plus has upcoming features which would allow you to integrate with weather stations and lot of additional peripherals, which would allow all the fail-safe capabilities in case of what happens in a gust of wind, rain, etc. So Auto Plus has been designed keeping fully autonomous drones operations in mind. And with FlytNow Auto Enterprise, it is what you need. The custom. It could be a custom drone, it could be custom box, it could be payload, and we can help you completely automate that workflow and user experience depending upon your application. So more details are available on our flytnow.com/pricing page, where you can look at and compare these plans, each and every features of that. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop back here and I'd be happy to answer them live. We can just copy paste this link here and be up in chat, so you can go to the website and check the pricing page. Moving on to the next slide. So in this episode, we are focusing having a deep dive on FlytNow Auto, where we would be looking at how we can manage the fleet of drones and docking station using FlytNow, how we can remote control the drone, getting acquainted with the complete dashboard, the home screen, configuring missions and each and every detail of it, plus executing a pre-planned mission. So this is one of the many episodes that we're going to do, which could help you easily get onboarded on the complete dashboard and understand each and every components where this is a virtual training for you, where you are able to understand the complete workflows and create your own workflows using the dashboard. So with this, I would like to invite Pragnya here, who have been already working with customers. So I can see a lot of customers already in the chat as well as panelists, and she has worked with them. So she would be going forward and telling us more about each and every component of the dashboard, how it works and how you can use it. Over to you, Pragnya.
Thanks, Achal. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, right before we get started with that, sorry to cut you off there, but I would just like to launch our quick poll for the day. It's one of the two polls which will come onto your screen very shortly. There we are. Yeah. So it's just to understand if you build any of the following hardware components, if you are you a system integrator, or are you actually a hardware builder? And the next question would be, okay, if you are not a hardware builder, or if you just integrate drone services, do you use FlytNow, or are you just here to understand more about autonomous drone software, things like that? So I'll end the poll in another 5 seconds. Great. So here are the results. And looks like most of our viewers here are drone service providers. And I think in terms of FlytNow users, we have a tie here. There are a few people who've used it frequently. There are people who would like to use FlytNow, and there are people who have just had the trial version. All right, so passing the mic on to you, Pragnya, please take over.
Thanks, Swati. Thanks, Achal. So happy to see you all here. Like Achal mentioned, this is a deep dive into FlytNow Auto. So this is supposed to be a quick virtual training session so that you can easily get started with FlytNow, where we give you an overview of the complete dashboard, where everything is located, a quick tour of the complete dashboard, and how you can remotely control your drones, how you can configure the missions, and how you can execute all of this pre-planned missions. So Swati, if you could just quickly move on to the next slide.
Yeah.
So you can just log on to app.flytnow.com, where you will come into this login screen. You can just type in your FlytNow credentials to log in. And this is the complete screen that you would see, where there's a map backdrop, and on the left side you can see the complete flight related data. And once you click on add devices, you have the complete device dialog, where you can see all your registered drones and all the drones on your dashboard. You can also click on add manually to add your drone using the using the vehicle ID and the access token. And once you click on register drone and click on add, you can just add it to your dashboard. And you would be able to see the drone card on the dashboard on the left-hand side. And you can also start seeing the live video stream on the dashboard. So you have a complete expanded view of the drone card, where you would be able to see the latency and the battery, along with the altitude, speed, the location coordinates. As you scroll down, you can see all the missions and hit on start mission to get started. Alternatively, you can also use the launch icon to manually take off your drone. And once you confirm, you are going to get a checklist. This is the default FlytNow checklist. You can configure it as well. And once you can see the toaster messages on the screen, and you would also be able to take control of the drone by clicking on the take control button. You see that a joypad pops up on your screen, and you can also use the keyboard and the joystick to take control. Here we're just using the joypad on the screen to give throttle up commands to the drone. And you can see the drone moving using the video, as well as you can also check the altitude on the drone card. You also have a few actions on the bottom right, like abort, land, and return to home. And you have the payload tray that would be where you can use the loudspeaker and the spotlight. Using the RGB and the thermal buttons right below the video feed, you can switch between the RGB and thermal feeds. And in thermal, you can also configure the color palettes. So let's go with hotspot here, and you can also change it from IR to MSX. And as per your requirement, you can also change the MSX values using this scroll bar. So once you can switch back, if you click on the plus icon right in the video feed, you can click on record or capture video and also share this video with other stakeholders. You can either choose to create new links by adding their email addresses or manage the existing links and access to the current users. You can use the gimbal pitch. You can change the control the gimbal pitch using this button right beside the video feed. And to change your direction, you can use the drone control at the bottom on the joypad. Clicking on the video will take you to a complete cockpit view where you can get a closer look and also change or control your gimbal. You also have the telemetry on the screen, and clicking on the map will take you back to this screen again. Let's quickly land back the drone. And now you can see that the altitude on the left-hand side is also lower. You also can configure missions. This was a manual flight, but you can add and create missions like we were previously discussing. You can see a complete list of all the missions here, and you can see all the waypoints, the finish actions, the estimated time that it would take to complete that mission, as well as the complete distance of that mission. You also have a search using which you can look for missions if you have a lot of missions there. Clicking on the mission will populate it on your map. You can also go into the logs for all the previous flights to check all the trajectory. For any flights which have annotations, which are small snippets of information, you can just click on the red icons to read out notes in that particular coordinates. The geofence is basically a virtual boundary for your drone. You can configure fail-safes that in case of a breach, and you can configure this boundary. It could either be a cylindrical boundary or it could be an advanced geofence, which is basically a polygon that you can define based on your custom requirements. The search bar in the FlytNow dashboard allows you to look for locations with their name, the coordinates of the zip code, or the phone number. And once you click on the search, you will automatically be routed to that particular location. On the top right, we also have the navigation bar where there is the drone utility window for the documentation utility window, the notifications, the mission scheduler, and the multicam video feed, the gallery for all your videos and images, and the settings alongside your profile. So this is a complete dashboard overview. The docking station utility window as well as the mission scheduler are something that we'll be covering in the upcoming webinars. And Swati, if you could just switch to the next slide. In this video, we'll basically be covering the complete remote drone control on how you can manually take control of your drone using the FlytNow dashboard. So on the dashboard, you can basically send the drone for a particular incident response by clicking on the drone part. You can set the waypoint speed, the altitude, which will will pop up a checklist, and once your drone takes off, you can also view the live video feed. So you can see the complete information on the left side drone card. You can see the latitude and longitude changing alongside the altitude and the speed of the drone. Once you reach the location, you can take a manual remote control of the drone by clicking on the button. Here, let's use keyboard and mouse to control your drone. You can see that the keys that you're pressing on the keyboard on the dashboard here. So for example, here the user is pressing a W to move in the forward direction. So you can also reconfigure these keys as well as set it according to your comfort. Using the annotation icon, you can drop notes in such incidents and keep it for reference later on. So all these annotations will be stored in the mission logs for future reference. Use payloads like a loudspeaker to play alarming sounds to alert users in that particular area. So here we're just bringing back the drone to the home location. And now that the drone is back in our home location, we can go revisit our complete flight logs in the logs panel. You can also see the annotations we dropped, and you can also download them for future reference. If you could switch to the next slide, Swati. So now that we have seen the complete remote drone control, we will be seeing how we can configure missions in the FlytNow dashboard. So you can go and click on an add mission to create the waypoint mission. You can set a name, you can set the speed, the altitude, you can set the mission radius and a finish action. Since these are missions that include the docking station, we would be using precision landing on the finish action. And once you have dropped the requisite waypoints on your dashboard, you can just quickly configure your fail-safes as well as precision landing. So let's configure our fail-safes. And once that is done, we will be configuring the precision landing. So you can add a precision landing for this particular drone, select the height from which you will be landing. You will also get a tag that you can download. And once you have downloaded the tag, you have to align it properly on your landing path. Once that is done, you're good to go for your complete mission. So let's quickly move on to execution of these missions. Now that our precision landing and our mission is configured, we can see how these automated missions work with the docking stations in the FlytNow dashboard.
Sorry, just a second. All right. Over to you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So now you can just use the launch icon on the bottom right to execute a mission. You can see that the drone is taken off. You can continue sharing the video feed to the related stakeholders. And you can see that the drone box has opened and closed automatically. So you can see your drone going along the trajectory. You can also go to the multicam feed to see all the related drones. So you can see there are 2 drones on the dashboard that are simultaneously conducting these missions. You can also hit on recording the video, and you can capture the thermal camera video feed like we discussed previously. Here we have stopped that recording, and we're now moving into the gallery to view the video again. So you can see the recorded video in the gallery. Now that your mission is completed, the drone has come back to the home. You can see the docking station in the video screen. The drone has been configured to perform precision landing at this location. So it will look for the tag and engage in precision landing. You can see the drone is aligning itself to land back onto the docking station here. And here's a complete view of the docking station as well as the drone. So you can see the drone has landed back into the docking station, and automatically the box starts closing. So this way we have configured automated workflows where the box will automatically open, close on drone takeoff, and after the mission, it will open for the drone to land back in. So this is a deep dive into how FlytNow Auto works with your drones and docking station. We are compatible with a lot of docking stations, and we continue to build this, continue to be agnostic in terms of both drone as well as docking station hardware.
Great. And well, just like that, we're almost at the end of our session, but we're not going anywhere without responding to your queries, of course. But before I hop on to the Q&A section, I would like to ask you a few more questions. I'm going to be launching the second poll of the day, and it'll be on your screen right now. Yeah. So I just want to understand how you want to run your drone operations, how you envision your drone program to be. Do you want semi-autonomous or fully autonomous solutions with absolutely no human intervention? If you are looking for any of these solutions, how immediately would you like support, and how would you like us to contact you, and do you want us to contact you as soon as possible? Do you have customers waiting, or are you just exploring things for later, for a future project? I'll give it 3 to 5 more seconds and end the poll. Okay, looks like everyone wants zero human intervention. Makes sense because it improves operational efficiency and improves personal safety as well. So it makes sense that a majority of our viewers here want an autonomous solutions, but there's also a significant amount of people who want remote solutions with on-site operators. Looks like a lot of people are drone enthusiasts just looking for various options. We're glad that we were able to help you here and give you a little more insight on what FlytNow can offer and what we bring to the table. So yeah, let's just move on to the Q&A section. Let's see. All right, so we have one question from Girish. He asks, does the FlytNow solution take care of no-fly zones? Achal or Pragnya, either of you can take. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks for the question, Girish. Yes, so we take care of the no-fly zones. So there are 2 ways to go about it. One is we have a custom no-fly zone feature as an enterprise add-on, where you can draw your own no-fly zones depending upon where you're flying. And second is standard no-fly zones, either from the DJI or the UTM providers. So those things are available as add-on, which could be activated in the account, visible on the map, and your missions, your operations can correspondingly reciprocate in terms of no-fly zones. Yeah.
Great. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Girish. Looks like everyone understood exactly what we did because it was comprehensive overview. I'd like to thank you all once again for attending our session today.
Yep, there's a couple of more questions, Swati, I think, coming in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Rafael has a question. Beside DJI, what other UAV brands are supported? So Rafael, we are a hardware agnostic and drone agnostic platform. So you could use a custom built drone built or using a pickstock autopilot drone, as well as we are building integration with Parrot and Autel. So if you're using any other drone beside DJI, feel free to write to us and we'll be happy to help you.
You can write to us at FlytNow@flightbase.com.
Yes, yeah, you can drop the email here. And The next question is about UTM. Yes, we are already integrated with UTMs like AirMap and other UTMs. So feel free to reach out to us in which geography you are, and we'd be able to tell you the UTM that we integrated.
Great. I hope Achal answered your question, Rafael. All right. So if anybody has any more questions, they can drop it in the Q&A section. The chat box will also do. I'll just wait. More. Great. All right. So thank you all for attending today's session. We hope we were able to give you a little more insight on how FlytNow can automate your drones and docking stations and connect them with the cloud for seamless data collection. Until the next episode of FlytNow, deep dive into FlytNow, we will catch you then. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for joining, everybody.